everybody, this is Purge bringing you a pro level replay here. We're going to be watching Next.kz versus Orange. This is part of the ESWC. This replay was not casted by Toby1 Kenobi, so if you guys are looking for exclusive replays, this is the place to find it. I'm going to hop through the bans and picks at a 2x speed just to get it going a little faster. So fast banning coming out of Next.kz, Anti-Mage Spectre, and Orange, the Dire team's going to ban a Night Stalker, as well as one other hero here. I'm sorry, one hero, just Night Stalker plus one more. Orange is the very, very good team. I believe they're from Malaysia. Mushi is on their team. He's a very, very good player, one of the best in the world right here, one of the best carry players. Next.kz placed second at Asus Summer 2011. That was right before the International. Navi beat them in the finals. I casted one of their games, and I've also casted them in some pub games as well. But their first pick is going to be a Chen here. The last ban out of Orange was a Nature's Prophet. Thank you guys for watching, really appreciate it. I'm happy to cast these ESWC games, to be honest. Not a lot of people have access to them, yeah. So we're going to see a Weaver and a Tidehunter pick out of Orange here. This is going to be pretty smart. Most of the main carries are gone, and though we do see a Chen, he's probably going to do a lot of early pushing. We're going to have to see if Weaver can get enough farm to hold that off. Basically, Weaver is one of those carries who can be an early game carry. He's, you know, of the carries, he's pretty survivable. He can solo a lane, and most importantly, doesn't get ganked very often. And if he does, they have to do things like Doombringer, or more importantly, Dustin Wards. So the enemy team's gonna have to buy Dustin Wards to gank him and shut him down. So we'll see if they can end up doing that. I'm a little unsure about the Tidehunter pick this early. It's kind of unexpected. I mean, Tidehunter's a really good hero, but personally, in a lot of the games I've seen him played, he just isn't that amazingly powerful. You know, he could be better, basically. So I'm kind of surprised we've seen him so early. He's a good counter to a lot of heroes, but in terms of second pick, I find that very unusual. They could have picked some other heroes possibly. Their next pick's going to be a Beastmaster. It's probably going to be their solo mid hero, I expect. And Priest of the Moon here is the last pick for Next.kz, so that is basically their semi-carries. Priest of the Moon and Doombringer, we'll see if they end up picking another hard carry, but I'd be really, really surprised at this point. Priest of the Moon and Doombringer are probably going to cover their spots. So next bans were, first ban was the Windrunner coming out of the Radiant team. I think that's really, really wise because Orange is still looking for a ranged hero. I'm going to slow it down a little bit so I have a second to talk. And then support heroes out of Orange, it's going to ban the Vengeful Spirit. I think that's wise. They're still missing support heroes. And Venomancer for Next.kz. That's wise because Orange is going to be looking for counter push support heroes. And Venomancer definitely fits that role. Counter push, of course, because of the Chen. And the final ban is going to be a Lich. Lich obviously can deny creeps. Dark Ritual is a pain in the ass for Weaver to fight against, or any carry. So I think that's pretty wise. Reserve time now for Next.kz here. Got their second two picks to go. And then we're going to be hopping right into a game. Ugh. So yeah, once again, these are all ESWC replays. This is the Electronic Sports World Cup. I believe it's in France right now. Toby1 Kenobi pretty much has exclusive streaming rights, which is a little weird. But they are releasing replays after each game is played now, finally. At least two casters, so we can restream stuff. But me, myself, I'm a little more concerned about uploading to YouTube. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm surprised that we're going to see a Shadow Shaman this game that's going to fit into the pushing lineup. Probably going to use those wards to push along with the Chen. But kind of unexpected. We really don't see Shadow Shaman that often. He's kind of like a pushing hero that doesn't get played very much. And then we quickly see a Crystal Maiden pick out of Orange to cover their support role. Earthshaker last pick out of Next.kz to help more pushing lineup and give them that ever important stun. But they actually have quite a few disables, especially Shadow Shaman. I mean, realistically, out of a lot of heroes, he has a crap load of disable. The Hex plus that Shackle, if you can get that off right, plus an Earthshaker stun, I mean, that's really all you need to shut down a Weaver is 3 long disables, assuming you're not interrupted. So I think those are pretty wise picks. And finally, a Clockwork pick is going to be the last pick out of Orange here. And I think the Clockwork pick is really, really wise, mostly for the fact that Earthshaker is really weak to the Clockwork, Rasta is really weak to Clockwork, and so is Chen. So we'll see if the Clockwork can get a really good early game off and push them into the mid game. So no, I do not want directed. I'm going to go over the players quick here. We have R playing the Doombringer, Lucky playing the Chen, Equal playing the Mirana, Storm playing the Earthshaker, and Mantis playing the Shadow Shaman. For the Dire team, Mushi's going to be playing the Weaver. He always plays carry for Orange. NJCXH playing the Beastmaster, Winter playing the Clockwork Goblin, and Extinct playing the Tidehunter, and finally Xiaobai, I assume that's how you pronounce that, gonna be playing the Crystal Maiden. So those are the players and the teams, guys. We'll see where the lanes end up going. Looks like Storm is going to scout with Equal in the top jungle, and Orange is going to be on the bot jungle looking for a kill. They need to put either Tidehunter or the Crystal Maiden in front to disable whoever they spot. Winter won't be able to disable as well, and they're going to drop a ward down. The reason they're placing this is to give sight of this creep camp so they can spot Chen in the jungle. It gives sight of this creep camp a little bit, and it also stops the spawn here, which is very important. Heroes are staying a little bit long here. And Crystal Maiden still is not skilled, and he's actually going to drop the ward here. It's going to spot the rune spot, a little bit of vision on the river, and also anybody, basically a lot of vision coming from the river to gank bot lanes. This may tell that they're going to solo the bot lane, which I would expect with the Clockwork Goblin. That's pretty standard for him. Which he's going to spot a double damage, and yeah, Orange has control of the runes there. Next.kz playing safe. They did not want to go out. They did do the warding on the top, so they stopped the pull here and gave vision as well of the jungle. Rasta is going to be mid. Not very good items though. Just 3 GGs and some regen, so he's going to have to fight for CS. It's going to be a little bit harder this way, but luckily he is against a Beastmaster, so you won't have as much problems with that. I don't know why people say Rasta looks crappy. I think he looks really cool. He has those like scrolls and stuff on his belt, and looks like we had a little bit of a pause. And top lane is actually going to be a Mirana versus a Weaver. Mirana Earthshaker versus Weaver. Looks like he did cast a Fissure, did some damage here to Mushi. But the double damage did quite a bit of damage to that Mirana, and she's going to have to use those tangos to heal back up. Bot lane looks like Crystal Maiden and Tide getting really close to killing a Chen here, down to 80 HP. Just about got that kill. Sorry, I missed that one. And Clockwork on the bot lane here. Getting a decent amount of CS. He's actually not a bad laner against Doombringer realistically, so I think this is going to go pretty good for him. With Crystal Maiden support as well, Doombringer won't be getting a ton of farm. And Tidehunter's just sitting in the jungle here. He's just kind of waiting for the Chen to show himself. He's going to find a Dark Troll Warlord though and bring a salve to himself from the courier. That's the little advantage they got from ganking him there. 100 gold lost to the Chen. Can't really just continue to jungle with 80 HP. It's just not going to happen. And the main problem here is that they can't actually pull the creep wave on the top, so Priest of the Moon's actually farming without any fear. He's basically just doing a solo right now. Weaver one of every skill here. A little surprising. But he will be able to get last hits with Germinate and can always force a retreat or a chase with the Swarm. What is it even called? Carrion Swarm? It's the Swarm. Just the Swarm. It is just the Swarm. Check out some CS totals so far. Pretty equal. Looks like Orange is doing a little bit better here. 7, 6, and 7 versus 4, 6, 5, and 3. So I guess the Radiant's a little bit ahead. Not a huge amount though. Tidehunter's going to find a regen rune. He's level 1 still. No EXP on him. Just 1 level of Gush. Hasn't really accomplished a whole lot yet. And it looks like their ward did get counter-warded here. That's pretty huge. It's a little bit of a bug. But now Chen going to be able to jungle effectively here. They do trade gold on that, 100 gold for each player, but on the benefit, basically Chen's actually going to be able to use the jungle effectively. They checked for the other one to be here, but the ward was not there. They wisely placed in here, so that did not get counter-warded. Effectively done, nice warding position. And Crystal Maiden level 2 with Clockwork at level 3 here. 1 of each skill.
Boom, there it goes.
And he's going to spot the pull. Tried to grab some creeps, but he's not going to get it with just 1 level. And that Ogre Magi, he's going to diet. Tidehunter now to the top lane to hopefully secure a kill against the Priest of the Moon. We'll see if he's able to get that. But I don't think so, man. This creep wave is just staying put. Priest of the Moon's doing a really good job here. Not moving the creep wave. And as a result, Weaver has to farm unsafe generally. I mean, he's not going to die probably. The ganks, they would have to smoke to kill him. But most importantly, is Priest of the Moon's not going to get ganked as a result. So Next.kz really controlling the top lane here. And this makes a really big difference because it's going to be tough for Weaver to get any kills. Clockwork level 3 in the bottom still. Doombringer continuing to farm level 4. And Crystal Maiden picking up the smoke here. She looks like she's roaming to get a kill. They aren't actually, all of the wards are actually top. Looks like they're going to possibly go on the Shadow Shaman. But Crystal Maiden's going to be in position. Tidehunter's on the high ground and looking to come in as well. They're getting ready, and Crystal Maiden comes in. There's the AoE stun. or the single target stun. There's the AoE slow. He might get through the trees, but he does get the trees dropped. And Tidehunter picks up the first blood for 420 gold there. Such a huge pickup. Probably going to see a flying. No, we actually already have a flying courier. That's going to be a lot of gold going to the Tidehunter. Possibly going to buy wards or start on his urn with that. But a huge first blood picked up by Orange here. Started their game off right. Next, they're going to spot a Chen on the background. He does get disabled, and the regen rune is wasted on the Chen. Now he's disabled. He's going to spawn the summon. Dodges the slow here, and Chen will be running away from this. Going to jack the boar, actually. It's going to do some damage to the Beastmaster, but he will run away from that. He definitely wanted to bottle that up, that's for sure, especially because of his low HP. Very unfortunate for him that Chen ended up showing up. So rune control is so important, guys. If you're playing a support hero, try to deny these runes. It doesn't matter if you're a solo hero. Look at the clock. Oh, it's 4 minutes. Maybe I should go stand by the rune. If there's a rune there, bam, you get it, and all of a sudden, your solo hero has a lot more advantage against the enemy player. I mean, basically, Beastmaster now had to bring himself a Sal if he doesn't have full mana or a full bottle. And even still, Priest of the Moon has not left the safety of his tower, relatively. Mushi has been doing a fine job soloing and actually maxing out Germinate for his 3 levels here. I'm a little surprised about this. I mean, normally you see Sakuchi maxed out first because of the really good benefit of the cooldown, and the damage is not bad either. But surprisingly, seeing Germinate maxed out first. And he's actually level 6, he doesn't have his ulti yet. Opts for the level 2 Sakuchi. Very interesting. Beastmaster, no rune on him. Looks like we're doing a gank on the bot lane, though. Doomir is really low. I think he's going to go down here. He does end up getting picked off. Clockwork getting that kill. 2-0 sweep right now for Orange. We'll see if they can push their advantage even farther. Mirana now level 6. 3 Star Storms with 2 arrows. Shadow Shaman looking like he wants to be aggressive on the Beastmaster, but looks like the rune is going to be bottom. It's going to be a regen rune here. The supports may go roaming for that. Undoubtedly, that has been communicated. Beastmaster may have to just axe these. Level 3, yeah, and Tidehunter will spot that regen rune. He's going to be able to pick that up. He's going to pull the creep wave along with him, surprisingly. And there he goes. He gets it bottled. Regen rune on him. And finally, the wave pushed towards the Weaver. First time in the game here. And another nice thing is that Weaver has a long distance to chase. So if he does look for a kill, he's going to be much more likely to pick one up. Once again, Crystal Maiden and Tidehunter running the high ground there. Popping the smoke and running back. Kind of a cool plan. And Weaver looking to be aggressive here. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any Sakuchi cooldown. He just now pops it. That's the problem with only having 2 levels. The bugs are on Mirana, but he's not going to get that kill there. I wonder if he would have been able to if he actually had more Sakuchi levels. It's hard to say, though. I mean, on the bright side, he will have a lot more last sitting. He's going to have a lot more Germinate attacks, which make a big difference. And the smoke on the Crystal Maiden and the Tidehunter now. Looking like they don't want to die on this. I'm a little surprised. They could. They don't have vision of the Shadow Shaman. That's basically the problem here. They don't even know if he's there. Smoke just runs out now, and it's nighttime, and they do spot the Shadow Shaman, but I don't know if they can see the Earthshaker or not. I'm honestly a little surprised they're not going on this. It is the level 6 Shadow Shaman. Axes are going to miss. Wave will be cleared, and the Ether Shock will do some damage. But it looks like the Crystal Maiden and the Vent, the Tide aren't going to go. I thought for sure they were going to do that. I find that decision a little unusual, to be honest. Shadow Shaman up to 800 gold here. There's actually a lot of heroes made. Looks like Chen wants to defend this tower. Here comes the push. There's the Fissure. Actually doesn't hit any heroes, unfortunately, for Next.kz. Orange is looking pretty good, though. Checking for another rune. Not going to find it. It's going to be bottom. It is an illusion rune. See if he goes to get that. Probably have to worry about defending right now. Tidehunter only level 3. There's the Fissure doing some damage. Still no Kraken Shell. Rocket will do a little bit of damage, and they're going to pick off the Ursa Warrior, but wow, Tidehunter taking a lot of damage as a result. Ate a full Ether Shock, and there's the wards dropping down. He pops his wand. Will they be able to defend this? All the creeps are gone. And there's Clockwork Goblin hooking in. Easily going to be able to pick off the Chen. Such a good hook. Good initiation there. Ward's doing a lot of damage. Crystal Maiden just gets dropped there. Not able to follow up. Just too much burst damage. Shadow Shaman plus that Mirana. Just a lot of nukes. The Wildkin will go down. These wards are going to be one shot by the tower. Mushi doing damage on the tower. He wants to do the damage and take the tower out while he can.
Dire's middle tower
I don't think they're going to be able to take it out, though. And look at this. Spotting the Mirana on the bot lane. They did roar her, I believe, with Gush follow-ups, but I think she's going to be able to survive this. Will we see a rocket come out? Where is the Clockwork Goblin? There he is. Still on cooldown. 2 second. Is he going to launch it? He does shoot the rocket. Priest of the Moon is down here. The rocket chase. It's going to be close, but he dodges it. Wow, that was so close. Such a good dodge from Priest of the Moon. I cannot believe that. I thought that rocket was going to hit you guys. Damn. Clockwork Goblin going to the bot lane now. It was only a level 2 rocket, though. 120 damage. I think it would have killed him past resistance. He had like 79 HP when the rocket hit. But such a close rocket. They did have ward vision, so they saw him running down this way. And just barely missing it. Such a close kill. Illusion from Beastmaster will get picked off here. And now he picks up his Vitality Booster, so a lot of good HP coming out of the Beastmaster now. It's a very nice item to get up immediately. Just really, really increases your survivability, that's for sure. And Shadow Shaman actually going for a point booster here, possibly a really, really fast Aghanims for pushing. Clockwork going to scout out a rune, and he finds the Shadow Shaman, picks up the Invis, and cogs him in. They did have vision from this. Huge chase going on now. And there's the Gush as well. Yeah, Shadow Shaman absolutely screwed. Huge hook there by the Clockwork Goblin. What a good play. Looks like he may have destroyed the cog because that Shadow Shaman got out quite fast. Almost tries Scoochie to dodge that Starfall, but it didn't actually happen. The Starstorm, excuse me. And Doombringer surprisingly going for a really fast phase boots here. He does have his Vanguard money. Does need a Vitality Booster, and it looks like the Rocket is just scouting on a pull here. Expecting a stack, I guess? Not quite sure. But Winter surprisingly going for Arcane and a Basilius, despite the fact that he's a Crystal Maiden on the team. And I find this a little weird, honestly. Basically, he's got the mana regen. Even Arcane Boots by itself is oftentimes enough. But surprisingly, he has Arcane and a Basilius. I mean, the armor bonus is very, very good, undeniably. But, I mean, that's a lot of money spent that could be tank items. X is coming through to clear out some creeps. Tidehunter is going to jack the Satyr. That's 100 gold. Not a bad decision. Spend 120 mana for 100 gold. Go for it, man. Especially on a support hero like Tidehunter. Could be the difference of him getting his urn finished. Looks like we have a courier flying around bringing a Vitality Booster to Doombringer on the bot lane. And Mushi actually maxing out Sakuchi next. And surprisingly, he doesn't have his ultimate yet. He's level 9 here. I have not seen this in a long time, honestly. I'm pretty confused about this. I mean, alright, so if you do get doomed, though, realistically, if you get doomed, your time-lapse isn't going to help. You're going to time-lapse from the point that it runs out, if you're not dead. And at that point, have a little bit more HP. It's going to save you a little bit against stunners and Beastmaster getting initiated on here. He's going to roar on the Priest of the Moon. Going to get Penitence from the Chen, and the Rocket lands. They're going to back out from that. Very close kill, though. And looks like the Clockwork finds the Shadow Shaman, but the Hand of God's going to keep him healed up here. He's going to get teleported back with the Holy Persuasion. He does get sent, and Clockwork Goblin has to run into the wards there. He does go down 2-4 currently. Next.kz getting some more kills. Are they going to be able to get the kill, though? Crystal Maiden does eat a fissure. She's in some trouble now. Will she get picked off? And the Gush from the Tidehunter. It might be a trade. He does have a wand. He pops his wand. Mirana's going to back off. Earthshaker looking to pursue, but I don't think he's going to get the kill. Didn't even have the mana. Still healing up from his clarity. Or regenning from his clarity. Where's Mushi at? Where are you at, Mushi? There he is. Going for a really fast ultimate orb, surprisingly. Doombringer picks off the bot tower. Does last hit that for the extra gold. He's getting really close to Relic for 13 minutes. Dude, this is ridiculous. Max Devour. So good. So it looks like Mushi's probably going to go for a fast Lincoln Sphere. This is mostly because of the fact that, you know, he has to worry about Doombringer. I mean, you could argue that he could get a Hood Vanguard, but the Lincoln Sphere gives him more damage. And arguably is a little bit more useful on the mid to late game than a Hood Vanguard. I mean, you're going to defend yourself against a lot of nuke damage, etc. But, I mean, with the Mega Disables coming out of Shadow Shaman, even Earthshaker, Priest of the Moon, Arrow, and Doom itself, like, that's a lot of stuff. And if they really do focus you, you might be better off just going for a balance of damage. So I think that's why he's ended up going for a Lincoln Sphere this game. Rocket will do some more damage to the creeps. And Doombringer now soloing against Mushi. 2 levels in the Swarm currently. And Mantis and Storm are going to push the top lane with that Shadow Shaman Earthshaker combo. He's level 8, going to be leveling up his Hex next. You always want to keep Shackles at 1 level because the mana cost drastically increases and the disable level is not that much higher. And realistically, most team fights, when you end up shackling somebody, you're going to get disabled anyways. So
Bottom tower is under attack.
Mushi can be aggressive though. Are we going to see a Roar? He's pretty fast here, popping those phase boots. Still no slower, disabling. He pops the Scorched Earth. He's got to keep away from that Roar. He does end up staying away from it, but we're going to see an initiate here. Hook here on the Rasta, taking big damage. Holy crap, he may survive this. He does have an Ogre Axe. He's going to get low HP, and he does end up shackled. Mirana's going to clean that up. Looks like we lost Tidehunter as well. And now Crystal Maiden going to try to run away with 28 HP. Rasta's going to be sent back to base to heal up. Save him a TP scroll. And Rexar and the Weaver going to run back. Just an unfortunate team fight there. And it looks like Crystal Maiden gets spotted by the Priest of the Moon. He's just going to auto-attack him down there. Chases him there. Super big pickup. And now Next.kz is in the advantage. 5-4. Huge little team fight there. Unfortunately, Orange was disjointed. They had a couple heroes here. They had a couple heroes here. Clockwork went in, but the nice heal from Chen kept him alive. He's getting close to his mech. He actually has his mechanism. Just needs to get it completed. And now some damage being done. Rexar roars on the Mirana. Weaver almost goes down as well. Not able to time walk that because he doesn't have time walk. And huge little win. Another kill for Next.kz, up 6-4 currently. Going in on the Chen here, we may see an ultimate from the Tidehunter. I think he's going to die either way though. Yeah, he definitely does not need to ult that. And the Rocket's going to pick him off. Maybe should have given the kill to Weaver. He could have chased that down, most likely. But Clockwork does pick up the kill. Mirana just scouting out. The creeps are coming back. Very good creeps. These three. Good pushing creeps. Satyr Hellcaller does very, very good damage, actually. It's 52. Are they all the same? Yeah, 52 on Centaur. 51 on Dark Troll, but I think it's piercing. I don't think they have that displayed. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I assume they just changed damage types. That's essentially something in... Basically something in Warcraft 3 Dota that was completely unnecessary. Something I just thought about it now. I assume it's still based on Warcraft 3 amounts, because piercing damage, obviously. It's hard to say, though. Beast being summoned, Priest of the Moon's going to be scouting things out. Let's look at some CS totals currently. 34 on the Beastmaster, 51 Clockwork, 76 on the Weaver. He's farming very good. 50 on the Chen, 31 on Priest of the Moon, 72 Shadow Shaman, and 79 on the Doomringer. Very high numbers, but they're pretty even realistically. Except Next.kz is out farming them just a little bit. Hope you guys don't mind that I call him Next.kz instead of Next Kazakhstan. I could just call him Next.kz, I suppose, but I'd rather call him Next.kz. It's the term for people from Kazakhstan. They are Kazakhs. It's kind of a cool word too. So Rocket's going to spot out a few people here. And actually Shadow Shaman's not going for an Aghanims with that Ogre Axe. He's going to go for a Black King Bar, and he's very, very close. And this is really, really smart. Looks like they might kill the Beastmaster. He's very low HP. A little bit of slow on Doomringer, but they're going to back off here. Will he survive it? He's getting very, very low. He just may. Needs 2 more ticks, but Tidehunter will take him off. I think that's very wise. He was going to end up dying from the Doomringer. And Tidehunter has a little bit higher base damage than Crystal Maiden, so he does pick them off there. Doombringer, Earthshaker, Shadow Shaman, and the Chen. Now this is a 5-man push, guys. They want to take more towers. Mushi is farming on the top lane. And unfortunately, Clockwork's a little out of position here. Tower will take the damage, 7-5. Orange is a little disjointed. 3 heroes are not going to be able to defend against 5, including a Chen. He mechs up. Here comes the arrow. It's going to land on the Tidehunter. They may just pick off the tower, though. And Doombringer's going to get that tower kill. Another 450 gold going to the Doombringer. That is so huge. He's going to TP to the top lane now. Mushi may have to TP back. He does pop the Scoochie. The level death doing a little bit of damage, but it's only a level 1 level death. Was actually the right level for it, though. Taking a decent chunk. Orange looking like they want to rally somewhere, but they look a little confused. I mean, the Tidehunter and the Crystal Maiden all game haven't really produced a lot. They had the one really good gank early on, but that was about it. And look, spotting a courier. Random courier. Crystal Mania taking her sweet time killing that, and Courier goes down. Black King Bar recipe. That was Rosta's Black King Bar. I have no idea why the Courier was sent over there, but he's got to farm another 1,300 gold, and they have to buy a new Courier. That's 400. Not to mention the gold that went to Beastmaster by last night, but losing attention of their Courier, sending it over to the Ancients, very unfortunate for them. That sucks. That sucks really bad. And next, Kazakhstan loses the slight advantage that they did have so far this game. Beastmaster very close to his Vanguard. Clockwork as well, finally a little farmed up here. Vitality booster plus the Ring of Health. And Mushi continuing to farm on the bot lane. He does have his Lincolns completed. I heard a hook shot. Don't think it landed on anybody though. It's kind of been the problem so far for Orange is that they have 4 man, but the other team is pushing heroes, so it's like you're basically fighting a Chen. I mean, when you fight a Chen, he's essentially stronger in terms of physical damage and HP than a normal hero, so you can't just like straight up fight him unless you hook him in and cog him. But even then, I mean, Penitence is very, very good against heroes like these. 28% bonus damage is not to be undervalued. Bonus damage is extremely powerful. Ursa Warrior possibly going to die here. I think it's going to survive though. Picking those off as a support here is actually really, really nice. The equivalent of farming the neutral. And they're going to spot Mushi here. Oh, he tried to pick off the Ursa Warrior with his Sakuchi, but just a little bit too far away. And it looks like for the first time here, Orange might be able to take a tower. 7-5 currently. 20 minutes into the game. Weaver does have that Lincolns. Scouting the side for some bugs. He's going to find the Priest of the Moon. AoE will drop. Mushi getting netted. The Fissure's not going to hit anybody but some creeps. Here comes the arrow. It's not going to land. Beastmaster will back off. And they may need to go top and defend a tower. We'll see who goes. Priest of the Moon. Mirana activates a regen rune. And wow, Doombringer has his Radiance finished. 21 minutes in the game here. Radiance Vanguard phase boots. Such good farm, guys. And what does Weaver have? He has the Lincolns. I mean, the farm potential of these two teams, it's just not equal. It's not equal right now. 115 on Doombringer, 113 on Weaver, but you have to realize the fact that basically Doombringer's been casting Devour every single time that he eats a creep. He still doesn't have a creep here, but every single time he gets 40, 60, 80, 100 gold. So he easily has more money than the Weaver. Arrow coming through, not going to land though. They're looking to take the tower. Serpent Ward doing tower damage. We do see a Gush on the center. He's going to drop. Tender still doesn't have Kraken Shell, a little surprisingly. But he does have an Urn, so he's not completely underfarmed. And here's a hook shot going on the Shadow Shaman. He doesn't have his BKB. He's taking a lot of damage. Fissure goes down. Hand of God drops. Everybody's still so healed up, and everybody's invisible. Tidehunter does ulti this, but Earthshaker's invisible. He does a huge Echo Slam, picks off a lot of heroes. Crystal Maiden as well. Beastmaster in a lot of trouble. The arrow picks him off there, now chasing after the Weaver. Will he be able to pick off the Weaver? Does not happen. And Next.kz now pushing the mid lane. Winning a huge team fight there, 9-5. Beastmaster goes down, Crystal Maiden goes down. Clockwork Goblin, did he survive? Looks like he did survive. 3 heroes alive, but they did lose 2 there. Shadow Shaman repurchases Black King Bar. I mean, the heals coming out of the Chen is making a huge difference to those heroes that get shackled on. I mean, normally if you don't have a big burst heal after you get shackled on, you're just going to die if the farm is equal. But the heals are just keeping them alive. I mean, 200 HP, it's not a huge amount, but it makes the difference. When your Clockwork is a little less tanky than you, and his early damage potential just quite isn't high enough.
Do it with flair.
I mean, he's got a Vanguard Arcane. It's really not a shitload of farm. It's really good. It's nothing to scoff at by any means, but you really need follow-ups after the Clockwork initiates. And I mean, you basically have a Tidehunter and a Beastmaster and a Crystal Maiden. It's not enough. You need a carry to be there, basically. And Mushi is oftentimes off-farming. And since he did have to get the Lincoln Sphere first, you know, he doesn't have a Radiance yet. He doesn't have a major damage item. And unfortunately for Orange, their team fights just aren't powerful enough. They can initiate on the right heroes, but their carry potential just isn't strong right now. And Doombringer is who they're going to have to fight against. Doombringer and a Priest of the Moon. There's just a lot of early game burst damage and AoE coming out of Next Kazakhstan. Or Next Kazakh, as I like to call them, of course. And he's got his Ultimate Orb now. Bugs will land on him. Weaver looks like he wants to take this tower. That was actually a level death that just despawned, but he's out of mana now. No doom for him. And he actually picked up a Thunderclap from the Ursa. Very surprised about that. His mana pool is not good at all.
Invisibility.
The rest of Orange on the top lane. Looking to start a fight maybe. Shadow Shaman is around. Will the rocket spot it? I didn't actually see where the rocket landed. Actually going to spot the Chen retreating. Sentry Ward being placed in case they want a team fight. And just a lot of Orange here standing around not farming here. Feel like that's a mistake.
Rocket on.
Rocket going to go to the mid lane. Going to push the lane just a little bit to pick up creep kill for the Clockwork Goblin. And the tower on the bot gets dropped here by Mushi. Well, Mushi was around. He pushed the lane. But still doesn't have his Radiance or his Relic quite yet. Still needs 1600 gold. He's going to spot that DD rune. See if he makes good use of it. He's level 14, level 2 time lapse currently. And he does pick it up, plus 100 damage. See if he goes on anybody. Could definitely solo here right now. The downside is that Priest Moon pretty likely to run. Sentry Ward's still in position. Creep's ready to go. Centaur, Troll, and a... Oh my god, the arrow lands on the dark, or on that, on the Beastmaster. Are they going to follow this up? I don't think they are. Everybody's just a little too far away. They did scout the enemy team, though, on the bright side. Beastmaster does not have his Vanguard completed. Still no Stout Shield. And where's Mushi at? Farming the mid lane, pushing the lane with that DD. In the meantime, Next.kz pushing the top lane. Maybe Mushi can get a tower in the meantime, but his damage potential isn't that ridiculous. His DD has run out. Tower is being done damage, but the creep wave is slow to come. It's only a regular creep push. And Next.kz is going to take a tower. And we actually have a Blink Dagger and Earthshaker. This is so huge. 25-minute Blink Arcane. This is way better than you can hope for normally. Mirana picks off the tower. They do still have a glyph. They decide not to use it. Gonna save it for the racks. And it looks like Mushi will take this tower. So on the bright side, Mushi gets a tower. Oh my god, he didn't last hit that. That is so shitty. One little range creep takes the tower. That's the difference between that much closer to your relic, but they're not going to get it here. Axes, Tidehunter ultis. He gets actually trapped in the wards. Roar by the Beastmaster, and Tidehunter gets picked off. Doesn't able to cast anything there. There's the Shackle right before Beastmaster gets away. BKB on the Shadow Shaman, and enough heals. Huge win right there for Next.kz. I don't think Orange is going to be able to win after this point, realistically. I mean, they're going to lose a Rax from this. Still have the Serpent Wards up. 58 damage on them. Another creep wave coming in. I mean, Doomringer's super farmed as well. 3,800 gold on him. They just absolutely dominated that team fight. Weaver ended up dying, I think. No, Weaver did not die. He's 0-0-0. He's going to dodge the arrow. He will be able to clean up the wards, but... Man, sloppy team fight. Unfortunate there for the Scourge team. Really, really good team fight by Next.kz, though. Trapping the Tidehunter in the wards. Earthshaker did a lot of stunning on Weaver. There were two heroes right here that got chain stunned by the Fissure. And then the Echo Slam as well. Just huge damage done. And Next.kz going to back off. Looks like we almost have a Manta on the Priest of the Moon. He picks up a DD rune. Can do the old split DD pop. Give all of his illusions damage. Rocket going to slow the push a little bit. Get a little more experience for the Clockwork Goblin. We'll see what item he goes for next. He may finish his wand. 4 charges on the magic stick. And Mushi continuing to farm. He does have his relic. Apparently his gold is gone. And there it is. A relic and a chainmail. Chainmail possibly. Not really sure who that's going to go to. Probably a blade mail in the Clockwork, I'm expecting. That's my expectations. Crystal Maiden getting close to the treads. But they're at a pretty big tower disadvantage. If we look at the gold totals, holy crap. 12k gold advantage for the Radiant team. They're doing so good right now. They're basically just out farming the Dire team. That's I mean, they're not at a huge advantage. All the outer towers are gone. They even lost their tier 3 tower here. So they're basically at a 3 tower disadvantage. But I mean, if we look at farm numbers, 161, 121, 65, 79. I mean, even Earthshaker has 32 CS, for God's sakes. Like, that's ridiculous. If we look at Orange, 78, 70, 173. There's basically 3 heroes with farm, whereas the Radiant has like 4 approximately. Even their lowest, the Earthshaker, has 20 more CS than Crystal Maiden and the Tidehunter. So, I mean, that makes a big difference. It's basically just out farming coming from Next.kz. Orange is I just really feel like Crystal Maiden and Tidehunter just ran around way too much in the early game and didn't accomplish a whole lot. They killed Rasta mid one, or they killed Doombringer mid once. Was it Doom? No, it was Rasta. They killed Rasta mid once, but that was really all they accomplished. They never got a gank off on the bottom. They didn't give Weaver any support kills. They didn't give him any solo kills, and he's still sitting at 0-0 and 0. I mean, his farm is not bad. He's keeping up. He's actually beating Doombringer in terms of farming, but he doesn't have any kills, and those damage boosts really, really make a big difference. I'm actually surprised he doesn't have an assist. There was that one kill. He was getting close to that whoever died here by the Clockwork Rocket, and I said that Weaver could have taken that kill. But he does have his relic. He's 250 gold, 200 gold away actually. 300 gold, sorry, from getting his... Gonna find a Greater Hawk on the high ground. I don't know if they expected that or not, but... Yeah, very close to his Radiance. He really needs that right now. If they can defend this push here and win a decent team fight, they may be able to pull out the win. There's the Gush. There's a huge ulti. Nice heal from the Chen right before he died, but he does end up going down. Huge Echo Slam gonna trap two heroes. Beastmaster and the Weaver. He's shackled as well. He does time-lapse out of it. But they did have the sentry, and he did get netted. First stun, second stun. Centaur is very nicely done. Mushi is so low HP, he's going to have to run away and get back to the base. And Earthshaker finds him. Enchant Totem Fissure, he gets picked off. Huge play coming from the Earthshaker now. Wow, that is so huge. Rax is guaranteed to go down. It does drop. Next.kz, 17-6. First kill that Orange has gotten in 10 minutes is on that Chen there. Great initiation on him there, but holy crap. That Earthshaker played so good that team fight. Disabled the two guys, stunned them both there, picks them off, and then follows up on Mushi, gets the kill on him right before he gets his Radiance finished. Not going to be able to finish it. Holy crap, huge play. And Next.kz just playing an awesome game, really just outplaying Orange. That's the only way to describe this here. Honestly, just playing such a good game. All their early pushing, their farming has been kept high. All of their players played all of their heroes extremely well. Priest the Moon continuing his farm. And it is the Chainmail and Clockwork Goblin. He's going to be going for a Blade Mail. Checking out the Roshan, wise to do so. If there's going to be a time to Rosh, it's basically after they get a major push like that, as soon as heroes are dead. But all of Orange is up now. Still 17-6 though, and if we look at the gold disadvantage, 1,500 and growing, almost up to 20k gold disadvantage. Look at that. They're literally almost up to a double gold advantage. Like, we can always look at this number and say, oh, he's up by a large amount of gold, but when you look at the total gold earned between the two teams, they are inching closer to a 2 times gold advantage. That's obscene. I mean, Crystal Maiden has a wand and treads. That's it. Tidehunter earned treads and a wand. A stick, sorry. I mean, even Beastmaster is not that farmed. Just treads and a Vanguard. Mushi still doesn't have his Radiance done. I mean, they're down 2 racks now. I'd be really, really surprised if they could pull out the win here. I mean, Orange played pretty good. They kept their kills to a minimum, or their deaths to a minimum for a really long time, but they're just not quite winning team fights. I wouldn't say the team fights were close, necessarily. I mean, Next.kz is just playing so amazing, and just really, really well. Even a Django now on the Chen going to boost up his HP so that those the major damage done won't quite beast him down as fast. Level death casted on Mushi here. We see Aurora as well. The arrow's going to land on the Crystal Maiden. Mushi does get doomed. He's going to get dropped down. Tidehunter does ulti and another heal from Chen. And nobody drops. 3 kill swing there. Clockwork, Beastmaster, Weaver, and the Crystal Maiden go down. Tide is the only person alive there. Such a huge team fight. Next.kz going to pull out the win here. Just too many heals coming out. BKB popped on the Shadow Shaman. It's going to keep him safe from the Tidehunter. And Orange did all they could, man. They played a pretty good game, but Next.kz playing an absolutely perfect game and ends up surviving, pulling out the win. And very good game to them, so thank you for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. This is the second time, or I've probably casted 2 or 3 Next.kz games, some pub games, and some pro casts as well, back from the Asus Summer. Arrow will land. 5-second stun. And thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you guys want to see more videos like this. This is the place to see it. I cast almost more Dota 2. Like I have almost all more Dota 2 stuff on YouTube than any other caster, as far as I'm aware. I put out more content Clockwork's hook, not going to accomplish anything, unfortunately. But very nicely done by Next.kz. Thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Spread the word. Post this on Reddit. You know, give it to your friends. Post it on your Facebook. More viewers is always appreciated. I would love to grow my casts and possibly become one of the biggest Dota 2 casters in the world. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys next video.